Okay, so if I want to go to the South Pole, how do I get there on a flat Earth?
By going to it.
Buckle up for this one. It is so rare that I see something so dishonest that I've got to stop what I'm doing in the middle of the week. I normally make my videos on a weekend, but to stop in the middle of a week to make a video on something is extremely rare. You know what you're about to see is special when it comes to flat Earth dishonesty. It is absolutely incredible, and it all involves these two men here.
So extremely hot that any ship would vaporize from the heat before it got anywhere near the sun's surface.
Yeah.
That's Flatzoid learning about the sun from a children's cartoon, and he's already perhaps considered by many to be the most dishonest flat earther on the internet. And then there's this man here, Pastor Will Duffy. This is Will Duffy, a man who led an expedition down to Antarctica, taking flat earthers with him so they could see for themselves the 24-hour sun in action. This caused an absolute exodus of flat earthers from the flat earth scam. So well done, Will Duffy. Now, for anybody who's got an ounce of intellectual honesty, they would realise that this 24-hour sun absolutely destroys the idea of a flat earth. But Flatzoid and his crew, they don't fall into that category. So Will Duffy bobbed over to ask them a very simple question.
I was watching one of your old videos where you were talking about flights to the South Pole.
Yeah.
And you said that they fly to the South Pole, but then they change direction.
Yes.
Where are they flying to before they change direction?
To the South Pole.
He's gonna say the South Pole, of course.
Where is the South Pole?
Now, before we look at Flatzoid's hilarious sequence of dishonest ducks and dives to this very simple question, I want to thank WheresWally and recommend everybody goes and subscribes to his channel. He's the man who first spotted this video and suggested that I should perhaps cover it. Thank you very much for that, WheresWally. And secondly, for those people who aren't really sure why this question is a problem for flat earthers, I've put this together. It's 60 seconds long. Feel free to skip it. Will Duffy really wants to go to the South Pole, and here it is, the ceremonial South Pole. It's a stick in the ground. It's about 100 meters away from the geographical South Pole. So for the purpose of this video, we're going to treat them as being the same place. The problem is, Will is confused about how to get there, because people like Flatzoid have been saying the Earth is flat. And if the Earth is flat and you start off at the North Pole, any direction you head is south. So it is pointless to say to somebody, head south and you'll get to the South Pole. That doesn't make any sense. For example, if the South Pole is over here, it makes more sense to say, head to Australia and keep going. If it's over here, head to the bottom of Africa and keep going. And if it's over here, get your swimming boots on and keep going. Simple as that. So all Flatzoid needs to do is give him a little bit more information than simply head south. And I'm sure Flatzoid and his team will be able to deliver that no problem. And if you've ever seen my videos and you know me by now, then you'll know I mean the exact opposite of that. Of course, they're going to have no hope at all. In fact, I think they'd have better luck trying to force a marshmallow into a money box with a hammer. So here is just some of the hilarious ducks, dives and dishonest dodges to what should be a relatively easy question. Enjoy.
Where is the South Pole?
It's a ceremonial place.
And where is it?
At the ceremonial South Pole place where they put the pole up.
And where is it that they put the pole up?
In Antarctica.
But where in Antarctica? You guys make Antarctica so big. Where is it? I want to find it on a map.
At the ceremonial South Pole.
Okay, so if I want to go to the South Pole, how do I get there on a flat Earth?
By going to it.
I want to know where the South Pole is on a flat Earth, just so you guys
In
know.
Antarctica, 90 degrees south.
Hey,
That's wherever they
Flatzoid,
place the ceremonial South Pole.
you guys talked about a ceremonial pole.
Yes, that people made like a pole and they stuck it in the ground and said, this we shall call the ceremonial South Pole.
Where is it?
In Antarctica.
Where?
90 degrees south.
Okay, Flatzoid, you're going to regret this. For example,
Blah,
if it's
blah,
over
blah.
here, then I would need to go to Australia first or something to get there. I wouldn't want to go to South America first. So I need to know where it is.
It's just 90 degrees south. So what's the problem?
No. Two people at the North Pole could go in the exact opposite direction. They both would not end up in the same place.
Yeah, because it's flat Earth, dude.
Why would they?
So how do you get to the South Pole?
By going to 90 degrees south.
Now, I often mock flat earthers for, getting stuck in revolving doors or getting confused about the symbols on the buttons of a calculator. And of course, all those things are perfectly true. But in this instance, I really, really cannot believe that Flatzoid can't get his head around what Will is saying. This is the most dishonest deflection I have ever seen in my entire life. Brought on, obviously, by cognitive dissonance and absolute panic. But Will is a patient guy. And eventually, he gets somewhere.
Everyone in the world knows where the South Pole is except flat earthers. Everyone can show where the South Pole is on a map except flat earthers. Flat Earth is finished.
No, we definitely know where it is.
And though we have it, Will's patience has paid off. Flatzoid now says, no, we do know where it is. And he gets one of his team members to tell Will. And after all this nonsense about saying, just go south, just go 90 degrees south, just go to Antarctica, his teammate is obviously going to come up with something different. His teammate isn't going to repeat the same mantra. His teammate is going to give us a straightforward answer. I'm sure you all can't wait to hear it. Here it is.
Easy answer. When you are on the, let's say, North Pole, whatever direction you go south.
Yeah, there you go.
Only kidding. Of course he wasn't going to give us a different answer. Of course he was just going to say, just head south. Because when you're a flat earther and you're presented with a question that you don't know the answer to, such as where is the South Pole on a flat earth, or what is 3 + 1. It doesn't matter what answer you give. All that matters is that you have an answer to give. Some kind of soundbite. Whether you just simply say over and over again, just head south, or whether you simply say over and over again, show me bendy water. It doesn't matter, because to a flat earther, as long as you have something to say, you are in the debate and you are doing well.
If I want to get there as quickly as possible, which continent would I start in? Would I start in Africa, South America, or Australia?
Doesn't really matter which one's closer.
Well, which one of those continents is closer to the ceremonial South Pole?
I'm guessing Chile.
Yes, because you guys don't know. So that is an incorrect answer. So
well done, Will Duffy. But Flatzoid, he didn't like being told what he didn't know. Instead, Flatzoid decided to say, I tell you what, I'm going to show you exactly what I don't know. And in this instance, he didn't know how a globe works. And more specifically, what he didn't realise is, on a globe, you do only have to just go south to get to the singular point, which is the South Pole. In fact, he was so desperate to show us how little he understood about that very, very simple fact that he decided to say this.
If you fly from, even on your globe, from Australia to go to the South Pole, you don't just travel directly south. You travel southeast. If you travel from Chile, you travel southwest.
Now, at this point, Flatzoid had a power cut and could no longer appear on stream, so Will Duffy was left speaking to his teammates. And unfortunately, they weren't faring much better.
Roger, where's the ceremonial pole in the ice?
It's at a location, dude. It says particular. I don't have it right off the hand, so I can look it up.
I'm just exposing you guys for not doing your research. You should know
we don't research it because we're not worried about it, because it's not a real place, dude. It's not an actual place on a ball.
But after a while, Roger loosened up, and he no longer wanted to say that the South Pole was just at a specific particular place. He decided he was going to open up and start to give a little bit more detail.
So here's my next question: is that little peninsula that they call Antarctica, is that at the bottom of the ball?
It's not at the South Pole.
Well, that's where the South Pole ceremonial place is. The archipelago right down there at the bottom. Yeah, yeah, it's right. It's on their map.
Roger, you're helping me. You're helping me.
How? That's not.
And he was helping us in the absence of Flatzoid due to his power cut. He's now about to tell us exactly where the South Pole is on a flat Earth. I can't wait for the answer. Will can't wait for the answer, and I'm sure you can't wait for the answer. But unfortunately, that is exactly where the stream ended due to a power cut at Flatzoid's house. It's all very complicated for me. But in the comment section, Flatzoid's habit of dishonestly ducking and diving questions lives on. As Jedi Tech says, notice how Duffy never mentions a final experiment because he knows it's falling apart. Quite the statement, until he's asked by Brandon, 1708, where is the evidence of it being fake then? Now, despite being asked for evidence for his claim, this is a case of monkey see, monkey do, as Jedi Tech has obviously learnt from Master Flatzoid. He's been asked a question, and the only response he was ever going to give is this. Of course, the answer is, he won't entertain an answer. He won't give an answer, because unless you agree with him in the first place, you simply don't deserve an answer from him. So it seems that the best answer we are ever going to get from Flatzoid and his dishonest crew about how do we get to the South Pole on a flat Earth is this.
Okay, so if I want to go to the South Pole, how do I get there on a flat Earth?
By going to it.
Anyway, well done, Will Duffy. I will be interviewing him on the 7th of March, which is a Friday at 9 PM UK time. WheresWally's channel and Will Duffy's Final Experiment channel are both linked in the description. Something different today, just a short little one that I thought I would knock out on a weeknight. And hopefully I'll be back with something a little bit more like my old self at the weekend. Goodbye.
Where is the South Pole?
It's a ceremonial place.
And where is it?
At the ceremonial South Pole place where they put the pole up.
And where is it that they put the pole up?
In Antarctica.
But where in Antarctica? You guys make Antarctica so big. Where is it? I want to find it on a map.
At the ceremonial South Pole.
Okay, so if I want to go to the South Pole, how do I get there on a flat Earth?
By going to it.
I want to know where the South Pole is on a flat Earth, just so you guys
in
know.
Antarctica, 90 degrees south.
Hey,
that's wherever they place the ceremonial South Pole.
You guys talked about a ceremonial pole.
Yes, that people made like a pole and they stuck it in the ground and said, this we shall call the ceremonial South Pole.
Where is it?
In Antarctica.
Where?
90 degrees south.
Okay, Flatzoid, you're going to regret this. For example, if it's over here, then I would need to go to Australia first or something to get there. I wouldn't want to go to South America first. So I need to know where it is.
It's just 90 degrees south. So what's the problem?
No. Two people at the North Pole could go in the exact opposite direction. They both would not end up in the same place.
Yeah, because it's flat Earth, dude.
Why would they?
So how do you get to the South Pole?
By going to 90 degrees south.